Morning YouTube! Yeah, so, I might put what, clickbait title, me, never, for the ultimate upgraded Harley Benton. I'm not a Harley Benton fan, so I expect her as abuse in the comments. Go for it! Yeah, so I did literally upgrade this Harley Benton though. So I had, I can't remember which Telecaster it is. The bridge and the pickup are from, it might be the George Harrison looky one. That one, upgraded a couple of years ago. So what I did was I got a new neck, got it handmade in America. It doesn't show up in the picture, it's got the most amazing flame on it ever. A new body, solid Swamp Ash. I replaced the tuners with go-to ones, and a 70s DiMarzio Super Distortion in the neck. Yeah, so I don't think I will put this as an upgraded Harley Benton thing. That sounds a bit ridiculous, doesn't it? Yeah, so I mean, I did a video earlier on, yesterday, when I just assembled this the first time I'd ever heard it. Because I've got this hand built for me. My friend over in America built me it, and I basically got it with no hardware on it. So I've had to, the control plate was already there. So I put my own pickups in it, and annoyingly I haven't, the only tele pickup I can actually find, well, the one I actually want to put in, it's this one. From a Washburn Force 3, it's a Bill Lawrence kind of cream looking blade one. Obviously go for looks. Oh yeah, that's important, to go for looks. I'm not going to peel off this green bit of tape that says parts within on it until, it's obviously just a metal plate, it's just got green tape on it, until it's built up. But I went for the creamy thingy and then jobby brown knobs. Like, yes, to go with its Trump orange is what this was specified as. The guy was going to make it black, satin black, and I was like, really, is there any way of making it any colour other than satin black? Being my, I used to not like black guitars, but now it's just I don't like satin black. Yeah, so here we go. Telecaster pickup. Roswell Telecaster pickup. Yeah, so the other thing I was talking about yesterday or later on, I'll probably just put both these videos out today. It's got a Cortex switch in it. Oh, which is really bizarrely, I got the Cortex switch a couple of weeks ago, and Jen actually bought one of them on Saturday, the RG321, Ibanez RG321, which comes with a Cortex switch, which all the wires had been disconnected from, so I had to work out how the thing worked, which did mean actually I had to break it down and work out how the switch works. So this one, I've got it as, well, I've now got I put a pickup in it. The video earlier on I only just did the bridge pickup, now I've got the neck pickup in. So, bridge pickup, where you would expect it in position 1, position 2, which you're going to hear why I'm going to have to change the Harley Benton pickup in a second. That sounds great, but you put on, so this, position 2 is, currently it's this coil, but I'm going to flip it round, so it's going to be the single coil in the neck, so it's kind of Telecaster at middle position really. The middle position is exactly what you'd expect. You've got humbucker and single coil together. I've not actually even tried this. Yeah, I was playing it last night, but it was after midnight, so I was playing it quietly, just to know if it works. So we've got humbucker, bridge quick. If you go position 4, it's just a single coil in the neck. And then full humbucker. thing is, even though that pickup is, I'm not rating that this pickup as a shiter. It's fine. It's just a it's put a dimarzio super distortion on it, which is a pure super turbo pickup. But I mean, on its own, it's fine. It's like, you know, if you're going to basically, I'm going back onto the Harley Benton thing, but, you know, it's like, I just bought myself a Harley Benton, then I put pickups in it. You know, it's like, yeah, there's not really anything wrong with the pickups that are in them. The only thing wrong with this one is it says Roswell on it, so you know it's a Harley Benton. But those pickups are not bad. To be honest, if I was going to upgrade a Harley Benton, what I would do is don't buy a Harley Benton to start with, just buy a better guitar. Sorry. I know your spec list will look great. It's like, oh, look, it's flame maple, oh, look, you know, that stuff. But it's like, actually just buy a better guitar. Like, you pretty much, you're not going to be able to upgrade any Harley Benton to be as good as the base model Yamaha Pacifica. You can put better pickups in it, but the guitar is a combination of all its parts. It's not just better pickups. There's more to it than that. I mean, that's what I mean. This does not. This does not sound like a Harley Benton, even though that's what the pickups are. So a lot of people do say, "Oh, there's nothing in tone woods. There's nothing in anything else. It's just the pickups," and it's totally not. The tone wood thing, I'm not so sure about, but it's things. It's like the little things that Harley Benton don't do. It's like, see, having the pickups perfectly in below the strings, having the neck exactly straight, or exactly straight this way, having, you know, the bridge in the right place, exactly the right place. That makes a lot of difference, and just having things that are generally solidly put together. I'm annoyed at how noisy my rat pedal's been just now. But it is vintage, I suppose. Aye. But what I was saying is basically if it was only pickups that really mattered, this would just sound the same as the base model Harley Benton Telly, and it doesn't. There's more to it than that. So let's try and see what the pickup selection sounds like with a distortion pit, with a rat pedal on. Edition 2. Middle position. Single coil in the neck. Neck. I've not. This is not by any means finalised yet. I noticed something about the bridge when I think I noticed this in the video yesterday. It's like, see, the string spacing's a little bit too far apart. These saddles aren't right. They're just from a parts box. They're too wide. And I was like, oh, that's pretty annoying. But actually, see, what I've noticed now is, see, they're too wide. The saddles are obviously meant to be further apart. Or no, they're just crap saddles. I don't know where they came from. I hope they're not the Harley Benton ones. I don't think they would make that mistake. But basically, the gap between the E and the A is, that much, and the gap between the D and the A and the D is like that finger's worth. So it's really annoying. Now that I've noticed it, I can't unsee it. So that's a smaller gap than that, and then that you can't see those strings, but it's the same here. So these two strings are kind of at the right distance apart. These two strings are the right distance apart, and these two strings are the right distance apart, but in the middle they're all off the place. So I need to get at least new saddles. I am looking at just splashing out and getting a Japanese bridge. You can get a Goto bridge for 45 quid. That's got the compensated saddles on it, the brass compensated ones, and I really feel I should probably just do it. I mean, I know it's like I didn't really want to spend any money on this guitar. This is all bits I've been collecting over the years. Well, that pickup, and these tuners, they're the only real parts. And if I'm going for, I might as well go full top of the range if I'm going custom. And then obviously there's a company that does Goto bridges that actually say Goto on the front of them. So what's the point in having a Goto bridge if you can't show people? Kind of like that a little bit. But I mean, I'm not pure hating the bridge has to come off because those saddles are unacceptable. There's things I can accept and things I can't accept. I'm not accepting strings that aren't the same distance apart. That's just shit. It's also, this is just a top-loaded one, whereas I do actually have a bridge here, which I'm still toying with. I think I probably no, maybe I've lost it there. I've got this old Fender. It was on an Ibanez I had. It's actually got Fender written on it, so it's a genuine Fender from the 70s or something like that. It's been notched though. It's been cut out. I think maybe it had a Tunematic bridge on it, or one of those MIDI pickups or something in it. And it's just, no, it's not one of the MIDI pickups. I reckon it's just somebody's put like a Tunematic on top, done a status quo with it. So kind of already got that, but I now need saddles anyway. I don't know how much. I suppose I'm talking myself into this. I think you can probably buy Wilkinson compensated saddles for about 15 quid or something like that. So for an extra 30 quid to get the Goto nice bridge. I don't know. I kind of like the idea. Maybe if I can, I'm going to have a search. If I can find saddles, I might get away with this and just use that, because it is a Fender thing, and it's one of those ones. It's not worth any money because it's got bits cut out it, but it would still be. It's still every bit as good as a Fender. So for one of my guitars, it's one of those ones. You get parts for your own guitars and parts for others. Dimarzio doesn't have a lot of oomph to it, but I do like that. It's the same kind of thing that my Tele Custom does when you've got the position in the middle, or position 2 in this case, where you've got like a single coil and a bridge. In fact, it's not even what that does, but that one, the single coil does give it a nice single coil and the humbucker together do give you a nice bit of both, because you've got like kind of 2 bassy and then kind of 2 trebly, so both at the same time as a bit of both. But this kind of solves one of the problems I've got with them. The only thing I don't like about the way this one's wired with the Cortex switch, Ibanez RG wire, or HH Ibanez RG wire, you need a special switch to do this. It looks the same, but it does different things. This one, you get your 5-way position, you get bridge humbucker, and then you get inner coils, so your Telecaster middle position, then you get both humbuckers. I really like both humbuckers, and then in the middle, the neck position 4, you get this wired in parallel, so you get like a hum cancelling single coil, and then you get neck humbucker. I love that. It's the best thing you can do, and it's just that you've just got the 5 switches. There's no pushy pulley switchy things, and you get 2 Strat sounds out of this. fantastic. I would love it if I could make the middle position something better than just the two humbuckers on, because that's the sound I've never really. I mean, it's not my favourite sound. It's it's a wee bit different on like a Gibson. You know, when you've got like a volume for each thing, and you can maybe blend the two of them together. If you can ever be bothered doing that, it's not really my sort of thing. But I don't, and two humbuckers on. I don't really have I try and do guitars that don't do that. Why my Corker doesn't do that. It's instead of having, it's got a 6-way switch on it. No, that's good. It's actually good. Quite a lot of the same sounds as this does. This has got 5 of them, but it's only got a single coil pickup. Whereas that's got 6. But I think there's enough here for me to get some use out. It's also a little bit different. It's quite a strange guitar. It's incredibly comfy. This bit's a wee bit strange. I'm sure because I've been nasty about Harley Benton, there'll be lots of people saying it's the ugliest guitar in the world, but I kind of like it now. We're conditioned to look at guitars and see, and be used to a guitar looking like this. And when it's a bit different, it's like, oh, that's not normal. No, it doesn't work with all guitars. I mean, for example, I always thought the Washburn Wings were absolutely beautiful looking things. I think that's it's not the most practical shape, but I think that is generally just a really, really nice shape. Compare this to a Yamaha SG, which is nothing like as nice a shape, but this one, it's like pure, you can't really get up there. It's even got this big scoop on the back because it's through neck. Look at the dust on there. It doesn't really make it any easier to get up to the top of the fretboard. It's kind of, this is maybe a little bit on the look side, which is fine. You know, you've got to look cool, but just not super practical, super ergonomic. This one is incredibly ergonomic. It's the one thing I've got, this is for Dave, the guy who built it. The one thing is, see, at that angle it's fine, but see if you want to play it more like that, it doesn't want to because of where this is. Do you know what I mean? Not that I do it very often, but I'm aware that this is as high. This is as high as you can get it. I mean, it sits horizontally okay, but us rockers sit like that, and I just feel I'd like it. I don't know how you get round that. It's just a wee bit. You know, I tend to play the guitar maybe a little bit more there, and it doesn't want to sit there because of the position of this. Oh, and I've named it as a Kraken, which I suppose it's like Dave called it the bastard caster. I don't call it the bastard caster. I don't know what that's like a bastard caster. So it's called the Kraken. Because it goes with the corker. It's Kraken. I've got a corker and I've got a Kraken. Because cracking, see, Kraken, or Kraken as in from Clash of the Titans. So I'm just looking at I'm going to take that. I'm going to have to hunt and try and find saddles for this. I can't live with those saddles. They're just awful. Although maybe I'll just take the ones off that. I think they are actual Fender saddles, the sort of ribbed ones. See if that's a bit better. But unfortunately, it means I do need to try and find another pickup for that. Or maybe I might just put this one back in again. I don't have saddles. So annoying. So I'm just going to tuning and humming and hawing. It's like, what day is it today? Fridays. If I did buy, I've really got to put that Goto one on, don't I? Because I had to put on the Fender bridge. I've got to drill through anyway, so I might well drill through the Goto one, and then it's all top of the range. Because it's always going to be. It's like when you're building these things. If you've got something wobbly, it's like when you do a song and there's a bum note in the recording, it's like you can't unhear that. Once you're aware of it, it's just there all the time. Although you could maybe listen to it. The same thing happens, when you've got a dodgy fret in a guitar. So this fret doesn't work. Every time you play, you end up hitting that fret. It's impossible to avoid it. And I don't care what key I'm in, I just end up playing the one that doesn't work. I do love Telecaster bridges, though it might be my favourite type of bridge. And this was original. This is kind of, well, you can actually see the grain through this. It's only 2 pieces of ash. It looks swamp ash. It looks great. The guy's not using it again. He said it was a pure bitch to work with and he hates it. So there's not going to be any more swamp ash of these. I mean, it's unbranded, but technically it's a Dave guitar. But he does build custom guitars. He actually said this one was a. It's like, don't build me a guitar. And he's like, I've got some bits that I can't use. It doesn't pass muster to be like a $2,000 guitar, a $3,000 guitar. It's like, I don't know how much. Oh, okay. There's a couple of wee scratches and stuff in it, which is, every guitar I've got's got 100 times more scratches than this. But if you're spending $3,000 or whatever it is, or for a custom shop guitar, custom built, and it's got like a wee chip in the fretboard, it's like, it doesn't pass the super standards. For me, that's totally fine. My God, I don't care about that. I would have paid $3,000 for it, but there you go. Well, but basically with the Go Top bridge, it pretty much is that $3,000 guitar. So that Harley Benton pickup sounds amazing though. But what's wrong with that? It's just when you go to the humbucker. I don't think I'll this was obviously I've got the possibility of getting J-Packs to paint it, but I'm not like hiding the fact that it's like one bit of wood. Well, it's technically two. There's another strip there, but it's like swamp ash. And it's like, we're not in it for the tone. It's also got an ebony fingerboard. And also, it's amazing how it still sounds like a telly. I was thinking, oh, it's totally a telly because it's got this pickup in it and it's got this bridge. And okay, it's got a Telecaster control plate, although it does have 2 knobs and an output on it. It's a total telly, and I'm thinking it's just because, well, it's got a telly bridge, a telly pickup in it, but even when it's it's still, what is it that makes a guitar a telly? It's kind of bizarre. I've got tellies that are less tellyish than this guitar. Also, this isn't Fender scale length, this is Gibson scale length. It's got 24 frets, so it's like the neck's the same length as a Strat or a telly neck, but obviously it's normally only got 21 or 22 frets. This has got 24 frets, but it's the same size, so the scale is actually shorter. That must mean the bridge is in a different place. I didn't. Well, I fitted it, but the hole was already out of it. I just measured it and put it in the right place. But it feels like a telly. I think this bit here's got a lot to do. Although it is actually contoured a little bit, but it's got a certain result. Maybe because it doesn't have a scoop here. It's got a very telly-ish feel about it, but not look. So expect to be as bored with this as you are with the Corker. My other, previously, this one, difference with this one, this one wasn't actually made for me. You know, this one doesn't have the serial number with my initials in it, in the neck cavity. This is the Corker. This would be the fancy one. Whereas this one, although it's fancy, it's maybe more what I like. If I was paying money for these things, it's like, what do you want to pay the money for? And for me, I want to pay the money for the best playing and sounding guitar. I don't want to pay the money for the fanciest looking one. So one piece walnut and that ridiculous neck. That thing's just a no expense spared. I mean, whoever it was made that lost money on it. I bet you it cost them more for bits than they sold the guitar for. I assume they must have sold it for about a grand and a half, about a grand, something like that maybe. There's more than, and I'm not including any hours work in it. There's hours and hours of work in it, but the level of detail on that thing is ridiculous. This was meant to be a budget type thing where he was trying to make it as basic as possible, and that totally suits me. That's what a Telecaster is. That's why it's a Telecaster. It's because it's as basic as you can get it. Okay, it does have an ebony fingerboard, and it is swamp ash, and it does have that ridiculous neck, which doesn't show up in any of these photos, in any of these videos, but my god, it's 3D. It's actually quite off-putting when you're playing, because it's like, whoa, you've got this thing, and it kind of moves like one of those magic eye things, because it's so deep. I'm used to it now though. But I really need to get that. I need to find bridge saddles. Thing is, I kind of want them now. I want this guitar now. So I think what I'm going to do immediately now is that pickup's getting ripped out of that and put in here. This pickup probably going in there. I need to have a wee look at that guitar. What I'm going to do with it. I kind of fancy getting one of those, you know, the telly plates that's got the humbucker in it. I think Jen might have one actually. I quite fancy one of them in there. So I've got an HSS rather than just an SSS. The thing is, that is a Force 3, but it's been well butchered. It's had various bridges on it over the years, and a telly bridge on it when I got it. But I moved it and I cut it and I moved things about and all that just to try and make it look less shit. Eventually I want to get that one J-Paxed. It was actually in the boot of my car at one point to get J-Paxed before she decided that she didn't want to do anymore. She wanted to try and sell some rather than just do ones for me. It's like, okay then. But I think that this is meant to be like a rock guitar. I think Dave thinks I'm a mad rocker, but the thing is now, see, I'm getting a wee bit better on the guitar just in the last couple of months for whatever reason that's happened, or I think so anyway. I'm enjoying it more and trying different things, even though I might not sound different. Probably just sound like I'm making more mistakes, but they're different mistakes. But I'm really one for clean sounds now. I mean, I've got the corker, and it's like basically that it runs on the middle. Inner coils and outer coils are the two sounds I use totally all the time in that. I just tend to get more expressive without the distortion. I did find I was missing out when I was just using the bridge pickup earlier on. It's nice, but it's much better having a bit more depth to it. That's quite good for showing off that sound, isn't it? So it's a single coil in the neck, but it's this coil. See, I thought these pickups were microphonic. Not excessively so. So, result. I remember I bought these dimarzio pickups off a guy. I paid 20 quid, 25 quid for the two of them, something like that. But the guy was also they were from his dad's for an old 70s Gibson SG. One of the ones that meant to have single coils and had been upgraded with these, and he found he put it back to the original pickups and sold off the old ones. But I remember the guy had a Gibson RD Is it an RD Artist or just an RD? It's kind of Thunderbird. It's a different shape. One of them, a Chinese copy of one of them, and it was only like 100 quid or something. And I was like, up here. I walked in with this bit of cardboard, and he's like, up here. Yeah, come on. Like, do you mind if I draw around the RD? The guy's like, there you go. So I put a bit of cardboard down, took the Sharpie out of my pocket, drew around it. So I do actually have a piece of cardboard that's got an RD on it if I should ever decide to make an RD. There's definitely something in my head now saying that now that I know the strings aren't exactly well spaced because these are wrong saddles. It's put me off this guitar a little bit. I can't live with it. I can live, to be honest, I can kind of live with the Harley Benton pickup. It's fine. So there you go. Now got my, I don't know, obviously it was at one point I had my Japanese collection. Most of my guitars are Japanese. So I suppose I've got a Strat collection, I've got a Pointy collection. These are all, not all separately, they're not mutually exclusive. You know, I've got a Telly collection, yeah, got a bass collection, got a short scale bass collection. You know, it's like, yeah, they're all kind of in there. And then now I've got my custom handmade in America collection. Although I do actually have an American collection as well, which would be a wider one because I've got a couple of Schecters, 3 Schecters that are American, and a Gibson EBO, which is American, and a Gibson SG, which is American, and a Gibson Les Paul. My God, I've got a lot of guitars. And a Fender Music Master bass, which is American. Yeah, so fucking 10 American guitars. What the hell's going on? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And you could argue my Schecter Strat was American, although it doesn't have a Schecter body. The neck and the scratch plate and the pickups are, so Americanish. I don't have got much of a Scottish collection either. I've got one that I made myself. No, I've got a few that I made myself. They'll be the Scottish collection. Whoa! It's a kind of strange position for this pickup as well, because normally on a don't have a Gibson kicking about. Normally on a Gibson you get the neck pickup is wedged straight up against the 22nd fret, so the neck pickup would normally be there, and in this one it's almost an entire pickup down. So the neck pickup would normally be there, and even if you look at these, the 24th fret, they always put the pickup rammed up against the back of the fretboard. This is that would be where it is on an SG. On a Les Paul, the pickup's tight up against the edge of the 22 fret fretboard, whereas on an SG, there's enough room for 24 frets, but they don't put 24 frets on it. And then they've got the pickup, but they've got a wee bit of plastic in there to fill in the gap. So this one, basically, I think this coil is kind of where it would be on. It's where, you know, this coil is. So the neckpost coil is where the one that says Seymour Duncan on it there, the sort of second one. Currently it's this one here I'm listening to, but I'm just going to flip the pickup round. And unlike what someone said the other day on one of the JPAX posts, taking the pickup out and turning it round makes no difference whatsoever to the phase. Someone's like, I do it in my guitars, turn it round, gives you a lovely out of phase Peter Green sound. You don't have to change the wiring, and it's like, yes, you do. When I say it doesn't make any difference, it does make a difference when you're splitting it down, because currently I'm splitting it down to this coil. So basically, and this is the hum cancelling one, so we're in hum cancelling position here when you've got the two of them on. So if I just take that out, rotate it, put it back in again, instead of this coil being there, it'll be there, and then it'll get a slightly wider sound. It'll probably be slightly better, but I mean, that's the thing with something like this. It's like once you get up to, you know, I don't know, a £500 guitar, once you get into the lower end FGNs and stuff like that, guitars don't really, they only get better by wee bits. And it's a case of getting all the bits, you know. It's like you're just upgrade everything. Try to get that last 5%. It's worth doing. I would accept that as a neck pickup. Single. Which means that once this guitar's up and running, it will have different sounds. It will sound different because nobody else has got a pickup there. And also the Gibson scale length. Mind you, so's the Shockingbird a Gibson scale length. It's just got a Les Paul neck on it. That's how I did that. It doesn't have 24 frets like this one does. But I mean, I'm really... Maybe it's just the positioning of it. I would not notice. You could hand me this. I know, but if you handed me this and was like, oh, what do you think of this? One of the things I would notice and go, is this a short scale? No, I don't even notice it and I know, you know what I mean? My God, 40 minutes for a Harley Benton video. Okay, it's not going to be a Harley Benton video, is it? You just basically got an hour and a half of me or whatever it is tonight. Rock on, and again, comment if you want me to do a live stream on Saturday or Sunday. I think it's going to be Sunday though. Depends what sort of mood I'm in.